Welcome back to American Psychotherapy, the YouTube channel where I can just unburden myself. Let's go for a ride. I'll tell you what's on my mind. We the people. In the era of President Donald J. Trump, that phrase has made its way onto the bumpers and into the rear windows of pickup trucks across rural America. Driven by folks whose interest and understanding in America's founding documents extend no further than the Second Amendment. Americans declaring their status as we the people, I suppose, is a way of expressing pride in America and pride in the common man's role in shaping America. We the people founded America. We the people settled a frontier, fought a civil war, invented, innovated, prospered, fought 2 world wars, and emerged a superpower. And following the Allied powers' Cold War defeat of the Soviet Union, America's ascension as a predominant leader of the free world, militarily, strategically, economically, in science, in medicine, and in trade, made for a seductive national story. Understandably, it's a national story Americans have long been proud of. Whether you're an American that's ever been religiously engaged as a Catholic, a Protestant, an evangelical, or a Mormon, surely you're familiar with at least a few proverbs from the Old Testament. One such proverb is commonly quoted from a pulpit alongside some cautionary tale to illustrate someone's fall from grace. Here's a side note. There are books I was taught as a boy to believe every word of. Books I now know never merited blind belief. And yet, words of great value can be gleaned from books not blindly to be believed. The impact of such books on me, for good and for ill, could not be covered in 100 bike rides. But for today's ride, let's just focus on one passage in Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Ever heard of Jim and Tammy Faye Baker? Jimmy Swaggart? Ted Haggard? Jerry Falwell Jr. maybe? Ever heard of Chad Daybell? Or Lori Vallow? Of course you have. Pride is a common precursor to any great fall of a man, of a woman, of a leader, or of a nation. The advent of American democracy placed we the people in the pilot's seat of a nation that not only achieved liftoff, it soared to epic heights of prosperity, influence, peacemaking, and to a predominant leadership role on the world stage. We the people never formed a perfect union. From our very beginning right up to our present day, we the people have never been without significant and extraordinarily difficult problems to solve. But of all the problems ever faced by world nations in the course of human history, no nation ever faced a better set of challenging problems than the United States of America, and no people were better blessed or equipped to confront those problems than we the people. But pride, for a man, a woman, a leader, or a nation, is a tricky, treacherous, hot mess of a mistress. Here's a $64,000 question for you. How could you divide a proud nation whose chief challenges are unparalleled prosperity, comparative supremacy by nearly every measurable metric, and an ever-persisting penchant toward excess? Well, the world now has a tried and true recipe for politically destabilizing the most prosperous and proud nation on planet Earth and causing it to implode on itself. In the case of America, the recipe is this. You first get a bowl and you pour into it old post-Civil War Jim Crow era unresolved racial strife. And you add in lingering 9/11 outrage toward Islamic extremism. Add to that an equal portion of family values and false claims that America was somehow founded by the hand of Jesus as a Christian nation. Now set that bowl aside, just let it marinate a while. In a separate bowl, place a handful of stories about illegal immigrants committing crimes or causing accidents in America. Mix in an utterly false narrative that so-called shithole countries of the world are emptying out their prisons and their mental institutions by sending their most dangerous black and brown-skinned criminals to America. Stir in a conspiracy theory that illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of America by replacing white culture and divesting white Christians of their political power in order to redistribute that power into the hands of lawless and lazy black and brown immigrants hell-bent on taking America over. Now, in a third bowl, place a second portion equal to that in bowl one of white Christian nationalism and combine with it a virulent persecution complex relating to race, ancestral heritage, religious beliefs, the news media, education, hard work, welfare, healthcare, sports of all things, the flag, and just about anything else you can think of. Place the mixed contents of each bowl next to each other in a large, deep metal roasting pan. Keep each of the mixtures divided. Pour in a liquid accelerant. Let it all stand in several inches of that accelerant as you add on fear, rage, and paranoia. Then toss in a lit match. Stand by, stand back, and just watch America burn. That alone wouldn't have been enough. 8 years later, you'd have to follow the same recipe again in 2024. But this time, make a triple batch. Add into the recipe post-World War II Allied security and America's trade relationships around the globe. And top it all off this time with the United States Constitution and the political institutions that upheld the rule of law for 250 years. Ignite the pan again. Stand by, stand back once more. And this time, watch the world's trust in we the people burn down completely. Watch a 34-time convicted felon feign the oath of his office on the very day he pardoned 1,600 insurrectionists. Watch him dismantle every constitutional safety feature on our democracy. Watch him quickly constitute a cabinet of utterly unqualified loyalists to shield and to protect him from the rule of law without objection of an entire party. Watch him weaponize every branch of government to accuse and afflict his political enemies. Watch brown and black people hunted by ICE thugs, encouraged to ruthlessness by presidential promises of immunity for all their actions. Watch ICE separate black and brown people, unaccused and unconvicted of any crime, from their families without due process. Watch these same black and brown people be deported to deplorable conditions in countries they've never even been to. And watch ICE agents shoot and kill Americans and legal immigrants protesting. And watch them do this without fear of investigation or prosecution of any kind. Watch a president monetize every presidential power in his grasp, shutting down investigations, initiating new investigations, dismissing prosecutions, initiating new prosecutions, administratively approving mergers or denying mergers, granting pardons, commuting sentences, every lever of executive power and every executive agency power for sale to the highest bidder, through private donations to vanity projects like a ballroom, a presidential library, a 250-foot tall arch, an international board of peace, bribes paid out in cold hard cash in the currency of statues and peace prizes, in the currency of far-flung Trump real estate developments, in the currency of luxury jumbo jets, in the currency of lucrative government contracts, and above all, in the untraceable, unregulated, unreported, and utterly corrupt currency of Bitcoin and other crypto transactions. Watch a man propelled to the presidency by reality TV undertake military action with no exit strategy, in opposition to the counsel of his military advisors, by recklessly attacking countries posing no imminent threat to America, needlessly killing thousands of civilians, killing members of America's military, and injuring hundreds more. Watch all of this unfold in America as we, the people, largely stand idly by in silence without any meaningful objection. The idea of and the good faith pursuit of American democracy were the only things that were ever great about America. We, the people, in vastly varying degrees of pride or shame in all of this, have now conspicuously demonstrated to the world that we are collectively rotten and no longer able to field a nation fit to lead anything or anyone on the world stage. We, the people, have now reduced America to the role of one nation, seated at a table of many nations, now slowly but surely stepping away from us in every conceivable way. We, the people, have reduced America to one lone nation now governed by nothing more than our own petty self-interest. America's greatest enemy wasn't Donald Trump, after all. Turns out America's greatest enemy was we the people, who twice elected a man who never once gave a fuck about anyone or anything but himself and his own petty self-interest. Sadly, Donald Trump's pathetic life and legacy of self-interest over all else most accurately reflects who we the people have now become. It would probably be a long shot for me to suppose that what I've had to say on this ride is a ray of sunshine for you today. It's kind of a downer, I understand that, but this is about my psychotherapy as much as anybody else's, and it's hard to be hopeful sometimes about the fate and future of America. Maybe I can find a more upbeat message in the next ride, but. If you got anything out of this ride, I hope that you will share it with someone and start up a conversation of your own. And join us next time. And I'll tell you what's on my mind then. Thanks again.